Hi guys, my name is Anna Chawira and I'm going to be presenting on DOS attacks. DOS stands for Denial of Service Attack. This is an attack that is mainly targeted on denying legitimate users of the system access to the resources. This is mainly achieved by the attacker issuing a lot of requests to the server or to the site than the normal requests, and the goal of the issue would be to slow down the system or to slow down the server, thereby bring it down and becoming very slow, that the server will no longer be able to handle the normal legitimate requests due to the overwhelming of the due to the overwhelming of the illegitimate requests that are coming from the attacker, thereby causing the service to become very unusable by the legitimate users. Purpose of conducting a DOS attack. There are many purposes that can come up for one to perform a DOS attack to an organization. For instance, someone would like maybe to hate the organization. Maybe you were unfairly dismissed from the organization and you have decided to take revenge to the organization. One can cause a DOS attack. Maybe you want to take the organization on ransom, so that when you administer a DOS attack, the organization can pay you, or you want to cover up for another attack that is previously happened, or someone who just wants to cause chaos within the organization. One can administer a DOS attack for that, to just cause chaos to the organization. Then ways of conducting a DOS attack. Mainly, there are many ways that a DOS attack can be conducted, but in general, those many ways can be summarized in only two broad categories, and these teardrop attacks and flooding attacks. In teardrop attacks, is when an attacker sends fragmented data packets. And when you're saying fragmented data packets, we mean those data packets that has been broken down into smaller pieces for them to be transmitted easily. So an attacker can send those data packets to the target device. Due to the nature of those fragmented data packets that are being transmitted, it makes it very hard for the system to read the data. So the effort by the system to try to read the data overwhelms the system, and ultimately causing a crash to the system and causing resources not to be available to the legitimate users. A teardrop attack typically works on computers with older versions of Windows operating system, such as Windows 95, Windows NT, and earlier versions of Windows Linux. To those who know IT, you can pretty understand that those Windows are no longer in use now. Then the second attack, flooding attack. On flooding attack, the attacker also tries to send a very high volumes of traffic to the targeted network. So at the same time, the server will be trying to examine all the traffic that is being sent and allowing them to pass. So the system will be overwhelmed again, and also the attacker flood the system with so many messages that will also overwhelms the system. this also causes the systems to slow down or to stop to work at all for the legitimate users, because the system will be failing to handle all the simultaneous demands that are being sent by the attacker at the same time. Types of DOS attack. We have quite a number of types of DOS attacks, so I'll just try to explain a few as we move on. One, we have what we call volumetric attacks. So on volumetric attacks, the attacker will try to take control of the victim's computer by using a DNA saver. So the attacker will send a malware through the email attached to the victim's email. Upon the victim opening the email, then the malicious code that is attached to the malware will be executed, and a channel between the hacker and the victim's computer will be created, and the malware will start to execute itself within the system. The attacker, the main objective of the attacker on this volumetric attack will be to bring down the DNA server by flooding it with so many or high volumes of queries, so that users will not be able to access critical applications, so that the servers will not be able to access critical applications within the system. And also volumetric attacks can also be achieved by flooding also the network devices that are connected to the internet, like the switches, the hubs, and with numerous ICMP echo requests, and this also causes the whole bandwidth to be consumed, thereby slowing down the systems and make it unusable for the legitimate users. Then we have what we call SYN flooding. SYN flooding is another type of DOS attack, in where an attacker compromises multiple zombies and simultaneously floods the target with multiple SYN packets. In this case, the target will be overwhelmed by the SYN request, and also this will lead to the target becoming down, or the performance of the target will be reduced, thereby also causing a denial of services to the intended users. Then I'll explain application layer attacks. On application layer attacks, the attacker mainly takes advantage of the errors that are found within the programming, the programming itself. So the attacker will try to exploit or to take advantage of the programming errors within the application itself and cause a denial of service attack. So on this application layer, it's just the attacker trying to take advantage of the programming error that is already within the application itself and causing a denial of service there. And now on flashing is mainly done by causing a permanent damage to the hardware of the system by sending fraudulent updates. Fraudulent updates are being sent to the hardware, thereby causing a permanent damage to the hardware of the system and making it completely unusable. When a permanent damage is caused, it means that hardware is no longer unusable. So on this one, the only way that you can do or to remedy this is to just reinstall the hardware so that you can work properly. And those protection and prevention. There are many measures that an organization can take in order to control or to prevent those attacks. So some of the measures includes an organization can purchase an antivirus and keep it updated with the new updates. A company can just make it a common policy to say every year we renew our antivirus and keep it up to date. This will secure the systems and make the systems more stronger and less prone to attacks. And also the company can perform a network analysis. A company can perform regular network analysis within their systems to find out possible DOS attacks. This will prevent them from panics when those attacks appears, because they will be aware and they'll be prepared for any kind of attack that would to come. And also the company can assess their network and shut down unnecessary services in the target network. You know your organization, you know your services that you use on your organizations. So you just have to identify those idle services, those services that are not working at the moment, those services that you don't need at the moment, and shut down those services. Because those services that are not working, they're the entry point of those hackers, of those attackers. So if you find out those areas, then you shut them down in advance. You save your organizations a lot of trouble there. And also look at your program, correct your program areas, and make use of encryption mechanism. I think I'm done. Thank you.